Good. Hmm? It's going good. Good. Oh, hey. Here. Good. Good. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. You already know what time it is on a Wednesday night. It is Soundbites installment of the African in Business series, where we take every Wednesday night, pretty much every Wednesday night to either discuss Black economics, Black entrepreneurship, Black Africans in business, right? Within our community that are sharing their insights, sharing their journey, sharing everything, all the experiences that come along with not only being of African in business, but how we can support more Africans that are in business. Um, Out here in these streets and out here in our community. You know what I mean? Because everything we got is right at home. For those that always have, you may have some troubles like figuring out. I don't know what to do. We have a blackout and we want to black out the economy. What are we going to do? You're going to support your brother. You're going to support your sister that has not only the oils, but the soaps, the clothes, the hot sauce like we're going to talk about tonight, the farm, um, right, the video games, education, everything, we got it all. Detergent, all that. We here for all that entrepreneurial power. So, but trust and believe on that. So, today we got a special guest in here, brother, was one and only 20 Bello out here, the D&B legend. We're gonna bring him on. He's gonna talk about his BelloBurn Hot Sauce and then so much more. Peace and blessings, good brother. How you doing? Good to have you.
Blessings, man. Thank you for having me on.
For sure. It's an honor to have you on, brother. He's doing your thing. I don't know if you caught the show we had a couple weeks ago. We did a review show in light of not having a guest. So, we reviewed some of my favorite products. And, we had the BelloBurn fresh off the presses, so we had to do a review for that, and share with the family, man. Incredible flavors and everything that you put together, man. Really appreciate what you're doing, and I see things moving.
You supporting, man. That was big.
Absolutely. And really, of course, like anyone want to know, like, tell us about your journey, man. How did you even get to this point? What brought you, across your entrepreneurial journey, into the BelloBurn, and like what's been your experience with that so far?
I mean, I always been an entrepreneur, ever since
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid. I used
Mm-hmm.
to, and I was also always been a writer. So,
Right.
I used to put together little small short stories and in school, print them out on white paper and staple them together and hand them out
Right.
in the hood,
Right.
stuff like that. And but then I took a wrong turn in life and went
Mm-hmm.
through that process, and then I, came out, and then I just decided to do something better. So I started into music. So, once I started doing things down here in the DC area, we didn't have the same opportunities in hip hop as, say a New York or Philly or, or Cali, because we
Right.
had our own genre go-go music
Right.
called go-go.
Right. Right.
And so I took on that challenge, I conquered that challenge, and then I ended up moving out of DC and ended up
Mm-hmm.
moving onto a couple of acres. And for the first 2 years, I didn't grow anything. And
Wow.
so, this past year, I was like, you know what, let me take a shot. And I ended up growing a bunch of peppers, and I didn't know, I thought that, once the peppers, this is in my ignorance, I thought
Right.
that, once the peppers, come get ripe and you pick them, that's it. And that
Right.
wasn't it. They grow back, like they keep growing,
Right.
And so I harvested abundance, and I was like, what am I gonna do with it? And I was
Mm.
like, you know what? I like hot sauce. I like spicy food. I like jerk. That's my favorite. And I was
Right.
like, I'm gonna take a shot, and I'm gonna see if I can make a hot sauce. And
Right.
it took me 5 tries, like 5
Mm.
batches went in the trash.
Right. Right.
It wasn't good.
So
So
imagine, man,
yeah,
some flavors.
that 6th batch, after I tweaked it, that was the formula.
Mm.
I'm telling you, I started this, and I was talking to you back and forth, because I was admiring your gardening skills and
No,
stuff.
appreciate you, bro. Look, we
And
in
I
there
was
the
like,
same,
man,
man.
I'm
We
trying to be
learning.
like you, what I mean? You got it,
Black man, try to be like you, man. You
Yeah,
want
and so I was so when I started the business, and I was
Mm.
like, I'm not looking for, you know, I wasn't looking for the money. I was just looking for the excitement of creating, because I
Mm.
always been a creator. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So whether or not I make money on it or not, it's the creation process that intrigues me. So
Mm.
I did my research. I got my packaging together, and next thing you know, I done sold damn near 300 bottles in just 3 weeks of grand opening.
Wow.
So
That's
and
right.
now I got 2 versions, and then I'm getting ready to do what we call in DC a mumbo sauce that everybody loves. And
Yeah, I see. I
yeah,
got
so
you.
that's how I got there. And I have a full-time, career. I'm one of the top construction safety professionals on the East Coast.
Okay, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
and that's an entrepreneurship all in its own, because I'm a 1099. I'm not a W-2 anybody. I'm independent consultant. So
That's what's up.
it's all the entrepreneurial spirit, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And with something like that, how do you balance that? 'Cause, a lot of times, especially when people, especially us or the people in general, when they go on their journeys for entrepreneurship, it is
Right.
that battle. Like, should I leave a 9 to 5, or leave the job, or leave the other work that I'm doing, or you know jump into multiple streams of income? How have you found the balance in doing
Let me tell you something, man. It's very difficult to find a balance.
that?
One, I have 3 kids. I got one I just drove 10 hours to drop off to Emory
Wow.
University in Georgia,
Wow.
because she's, that's one of the top film schools in America. And she's
Wow.
taken after me. She's a writer. She wants to get into film screenwriting.
Okay.
And I have a 15-year-old who's a star volleyball player in the area. And then I have an 8-year-old. So
Hmm.
it's very difficult to balance home life, work life, and your aspirations on the entrepreneurial level. But sometimes, like yesterday, normally when I get home, I'm the type of person I can't sit still. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, I have to do something, whether it's go in the garden, whether it's cut the grass, whether it's sweep something up. I don't care. I feel like I just got to be moving. But yesterday I shut it down. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna lay in this bed and I'm not gonna do
Mm.
nothing. But you know, sometimes you have to do that because you always on go and on go and on go. You really never get a chance to truly enjoy life.
Mm.
You know what I
Wow,
mean?
wow.
Because it's
Yeah.
always about the business and the, you know, the dreams and the vision. But meanwhile, every second that passed, that's seconds off your life.
Right. For sure, for sure.
You know, so
When
you can't get that back.
Yeah, man,
You know,
and I imagine that that lends itself to like probably the challenges along the way. Like, what can you share more? Like, what are some different like the challenge and also the upside, the triumphs that you've culminated from? I know you say you sold 300 bottles, but like how what do you say are the triumphs and as well as the challenges you've
well,
had
the
with
biggest
starting
challenge
with
for me
Bello?
when it comes to to BelloBurn is keeping up with the demand.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
what I
come
mean?
on, that's
Yeah.
like good problems.
And but I tell you this, what I learned, and this is kind of a sad thing when it comes to our people in general,
Mm,
is that a lot
mm,
of us don't read, right?
mm,
And I say that because I've had a couple of occasions with people who contact me. Now here's the thing: they'll contact me because I know a lot of people, so they'll contact me through Facebook instead of through the business email, right?
right, right, right.
And what that does is I don't check every DM. I don't check every inbox unless, like you in my circle or you somebody I truly, talk to all
Right.
the time. But I don't have time to check 1,000 DMs and Facebook messages every day. So if you got a
Absolutely.
question about the product, contact the business email. That way I won't miss it because every customer is important. So
Absolutely.
I got a contact from a guy. He was like, "Yeah, I bought the sauce on September 11th, whatever. I ain't get it yet." I said, "Well, when you bought it, you received an email that said allow 7 to 10 business days. You're on
Mm.
day number 5,
Yeah.
right?" And I'm like, I wish people would take the time to read because, and I told him, I said, you order something from Amazon, you're not hitting Amazon up on Facebook. Like, you
Mm.
calling
Right.
customer service. There's a
Right.
phone number you can call and reach me directly. Use have the same energy that at these big corporations that you do at smaller black-owned businesses.
Mm.
Don't treat me any different than you would treat Target or Walmart.
Right. Exactly.
Just because you think I'm approachable, that don't mean you can send me a message through Facebook about
Right.
business.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's the biggest challenge, keeping up
Mm.
with the demand, and also dealing with people who just refuse to read, and just we live in a society where you know it's on demand. Everybody want their stuff like this, in a society that we live in. So,
Right.
but I make sure I try to keep all my customers happy, regardless if you know I never reply to them in an unprofessional way, except one dude.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm
Mm.
glad you brought that up because I'm the type of person, regardless if it's a black business, white business, Mexican business, I don't care. Customer service is number one to me. If I
Absolutely.
go to a place and here's the thing, let me tell you something. Let me give you an analogy, right?
Right.
If you pull through the drive-through of a fast food restaurant, right? You order your food, you pay for your food, but you the one saying thank you.
Mm.
Why are you the one saying thank you?
God, you patronizing. Right.
You would not. The cashier and the server, the cook would not have a job if it wasn't for us. So why am I the first person to say thank you?
Because they're not invested. It's not their business.
That's true.
And they're just there for. And this is my conversation in terms of labor force development, which is what I do in my other life. Is that we don't understand that you and your work are not two different things. Integrity means your work and your being are one and the same. So what you produce in the world is still your being. So if you produce a slouch and slop, we've been socialized into this though. We've been socialized into these lazy brain behaviors and lack of integrity with our work and what we produce. So let me get my check. I ain't doing nothing more than what they pay me for. And some of these companies don't give proper training to our people.
Hey,
these are entry level.
You know what? Let me speak on that point because I teach companies that make millions and millions of dollars. I teach them OSHA construction safety all that time. I got a class I've been teaching OSHA 30 all week. Like these companies, they make millions of dollars. You know what? When I talk about safety, safety comes from the top down. If the CEO or the president of that company is not trying to induce or have or be engaged in a safety culture, then the workers below him on the front line and laborers will not be a part of that. Now, here's my thing. Now, that company has a role to play and is at fault with that too, because you can send a person through customer training. Like every year, some companies, they have evaluations, right?
Yeah.
They evaluate the employee. Now, if I'm a company and BelloBurn grows and I hire some people, they are direct representative of me. So
exactly.
if I'm not going to, take that from the top down to my frontline employees, then I'm failing as a company. Regardless of how much money I make, I'm still failing because your reputation precedes yourself.
But that depends on, for something like a McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, it doesn't matter because these companies are too big to fail. This is a concept of if they choose to close down, they can. Even if they lose 10 customers today, it's not going to matter because Dunkin' Donuts has a brand that's ingrained into the society. Franchise. So those companies are too big to win. And Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, and companies like this, they do have a very strong customer service training and instilled into their brand.
Now, listen, you are right because when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I get excellent customer service.
It's built into their brand. Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts is competing with Starbucks as bottom level, as mid-level, and top level. So mid-level is Dunkin' Donuts, top level is Starbucks. Right. People paying $3 for a cup of coffee versus people paying $5 for a cup of coffee.
I mean, but the bottom line is this, and then, I mean, you can go a lot deeper into that. You can go a lot deeper into the, the person as an individual, what they're experiencing in their personal life, which makes them have an attitude at that job. Things like that. You got to take into account all of those different types of factors.
Right, exactly.
Things like that because, they may have a rough life. They may be abused. They may have a home life where, whatever's going on. And, sometimes we got to sit back and realize that too.
Yeah, reflect.
But this is sometimes why I end up being the person to say thank you. Even though I just gave them my money because I'm African. I'm looking into another person. I'm saying that's a human being. And I also do community involvement where I'm doing labor, training for young people, for elders, for individuals, reentry population. And it's not fair that they've had a rough route. It's not fair that they've had rough circumstances. And I know that it's not fair. I'm not on the side of the wall that blame the victim. Because even though they did something bad and they could have made different choices, the truth is the game's been rigged from day one. So if they happen to get trapped off, I'm going to be the person to give them grace. I'm just not going to make life harder for them than it has to be.
Absolutely correct in that. And I'm a 6-time felon. I've been shot by DC police and everything.
You
know what I mean? I've been sentenced to 20 years. I've been in the jail cells. I've been in, I got a hold of my neck right now from life support. So I go into jails and talk to the youth. I go into the schools and talk to the youth. That's another thing that I do. I'm a motivational speaker. Because anytime that I can come out, right, as a 6-time felon and make over 6 figures without the hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Come on.
You're talking about a guy who sold coke in DC, who sold drugs, who shot at people and shot people.
That's right.
Who been shot. Had a different mentality then. So I take all of those learning experiences and I put it all into one, and that's what makes me the man I am today, right?
Yeah, but what caused you to have that different? What caused you to change your prism?
I'm gonna tell you what caused it.
Yeah, what caused you to change your prism?
I wanted that desire because I don't care what anybody else said to me. Nothing would have happened if I did not make that choice myself to say I'm tired of this life.
Sure.
And when I said that, I said I'm going to take the baby steps to change my mentality.
Give thanks, baby.
Come on.
Give
And
thanks,
that's
Paul,
what happened. And I'm not saying it's an easy road because it's not. I've been homeless. I've slept in my car. I've worked. When I first started doing safety, I was a safety lab tech for the Navy as a felon. And I did something stupid and caught a gun charge and lost everything. 2013, I came back home. I was sleeping in my car. Now I got an F-150, a BMW 650, 2 other cars, and 2 acres of land.
Come on, Sean.
Build it up. Brick by brick.
And you know what?
Step by step.
I got people that text me because I love to motivate people, even though I don't get a lot of motivation from people. If you understand that.
No, we got you. We here.
We
figuring it out.
People text me and I always try to encourage them, say, listen, man, I was in that cell, man. I was in that cell warming up my coffee by putting toilet paper together with a lighter. You know what I mean? That was our microwave.
Yeah.
Right.
Taking Brillo pad and a pencil and hitting it up against the light switch to light a wick.
Yeah.
Washing your boxes out in the toilet.
Yeah.
Right? Been there, done that. But at the same time, I understand circumstances. But here's the thing, just like everybody else, I had a choice. I chose to do those things that led me down that path.
Yeah.
And so now I choose something different. That's leading me down another path. It's all in the choice.
Absolutely, man. We're such advocates on the power of choice and how you can look at your circumstances and make different decisions. Absolutely. Like what do you with all of that, you know, going up to now, you moving the bottles and everything, but like, what do you see for the future of BelloBurn? Right now we got the mumbo coming up, but like really, like what's your vision of the future, and also not only that, but what does support look like for you, like to really like take it to the next level?
You know, I dealt
like
with
if you just have
the whole topic of support for 2 decades because, you know, in my area, you know, everybody always whining about support and nobody support. And this is on the music side, right? But
right. Yeah, I know.
I created the whole DMV. You know, the DMV came from me. Nobody wouldn't even be saying it if it wasn't for me. And I always had support, right? So I can't say now. I can say that a prophet is without honor in his own home, right? And that means that the people closest to you are least likely to support you, right? Because they know you can do it because they've known you since you was a child. I get a lot of support. I get a lot of support here. I get a lot of support all across the United States. So what's next for me, really, I want to keep this sauce a small batch sauce for now. Right? I don't want this to be crystal sitting on a shelf or sitting in a warehouse for 200 years before they sell it. Right. It's a signature exclusive sauce for people who want something different. Now, I don't know, you know, if it takes off, you know, to be a mogul of a company, then we'll deal with that bridge when we cross it. But my 2 to 3 year plan is to keep it as a small batch, to up my manufacturing, to secure space, retail space, to open up a couple of stores on a small level, right? You know, storefront where they can come in and not only get BelloBurn hot sauce, but BelloBurn mumbo sauce, garlic pepper sauce, jalapeno sauce, homegrown spices from my garden.
Yeah.
Things like that. I'm getting ready to get into next year making my own tea. You know what I mean? Things like that. So it's not just hot sauce. Hot sauce led the way, but it's not just hot sauce, because when you have the land, you gotta learn how to live off the land.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's why, in sense of providing, so we really wanted to push this independence, because we have to keep knocking on all the people's doors. Like you said, you're a 1099. And for those that don't know, 1099 is an independent contractor. That means that you come in and you negotiate your fees and your perks and bonuses, your options. You contract yourself, and you pay your own taxes, and you DBA or you LLC or you S corp or what have you. So there's lots of us who knock on the doors of these other folks for them to feed us. So we really wanted to see, have our community to know that there are other options and that there's a bartering system that's possible. You can support in ways of trading services. You can intern. You can, learn the business by supporting someone else growing their business. There's a way to provide jobs and opportunities for the youth. Even I wanted to say to you that if you have the time, which I know you have a lot of capacity, you don't necessarily have the capacity right now, but it's something to think about, possibly bringing in a youth development program where the young people can actually be your manufacturers for the summer.
Yeah,
and it can be a work program.
That is
it can be a work program,
because my life, one of my life goals is to give back, to the youth, especially where I came from. That's the reason why I was the first person in DC to go in DC jail and teach a hip hop 101 class. Things like that. They didn't know nothing about the 5 elements of hip hop. Things like that. They just all they know how to do is just rap about guns and drugs. And I try to teach them it's way deeper than that. It's a social movement, right? And we kind of lost the voice with that for a while. But definitely, definitely bringing in youth with any endeavors that I do. I teach youth, disadvantaged youth in Baltimore. I teach apprentices and just coming out of prison, getting into the construction trade. So I'm definitely experienced with that.
Good thing. Yeah, so that's why I'm like,
Brooke, I don't know who Brooke is, but Brooke comes a couple of times.
Yeah, blessings, Sister Brooke. She's absolutely another entrepreneur. Shouts out Ocean Ra Beauty. She's doing her thing as well.
Make sure you add me. I think that, I don't know if that's a Facebook, but I'm Clay Maurice King on Facebook.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We're gonna make sure y'all get the contacts as well.
So you can actually go ahead.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, absolutely let people know like where they can contact you, how they can get them some sauce, or even if you take it further, how can it support you? So let us know the contact.
BelloBurn.com is the website to get the sauce. BELLO burn. You see it in the ticket down going across the screen. Just add .com to it. And if you want to find me on social media, Twitter, IG, that's 20 Bello, 20 BELLO. There it is.
Yeah.
Facebook is
and on Instagram too.
King. Clay Maurice King. And that is not my government name, believe me.
Got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Somebody say, hey, Clay, I know they don't know me.
Good to know.
That's OG.
I figured.
Well, it used to be Crank King, but I had a few haters that reported my page, and Facebook was like, "That ain't your real name. Give me give me an ID." You know what I did, right? Because I'm a visual artist by trade. Like I went to Duke Ellington School of the Arts for drawing and painting.
Nice.
I got your picture.
We got
you. Yeah. I had to get an ID.
Absolutely, I got you.
Because I refuse to put my government name on Facebook. Sorry.
No, it makes sense. You got
Listen, it's a virtual world. It can be as real as you want it to be. It's a function for some people, and for others, it's an extension of themselves. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, I wanted to say something because you said something before. I want to say something about, a lot of people want to get in the business, but they're not made for that. Like they're not made to be in business. Like they have a lot of fear. You know, they thinking about the end result before they even prepare for the first step. Right?
Absolutely.
They get into business thinking, okay, I'm gonna make $1 million in a year. That's the wrong way to think.
Right.
That's detrimental. Like it's counterproductive. When you go into business, what you want to think is you want to think one customer at a time.
Right.
You want to take care of that customer at a time, because if you do, that customer gonna do what? Spread the word.
Exactly. Create an experience.
That's how I sold 300 bottles. I didn't go on nobody's inbox hitting them over their head. I sold some bottles to people that I know if they liked it, they gonna
talk.
tell somebody else. And
Absolutely.
That's what they did. So everybody started coming to me. I mean, when I hear rappers say they make money in their sleep, now I know what that feels like.
That's the real deal.
Because when I wake up, I got all these orders that come directly to my phone that I can see, and I'm like, damn, I should have did this a long time ago. I mean, but it's amazing. And, you know, it's something that, you know, I really didn't, you know, it's just out of the blue for real. It's not something I said that
that's how just inspiration. That's how it shows up sometimes.
Yeah. And that speaks so much to like what you're saying. It speaks so much to what you mentioned earlier about, you know, you had to go through 6 trials to get to the right sauce. Like, you know, people always want to jump to the end result and don't respect the process.
Right.
You know, and that process is where the real deal is at. That's where you actually get a lot of your learning. You know, I mean, my first thing I went through was like that. Yeah, go ahead.
On top of that, I didn't give up.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't stop after like
that's the
trial 4.
Thing. I didn't give up.
Yeah.
I didn't say, you know what, forget that. Man, I ain't making no damn hot sauce. Whatever. Because I'm already good financially. So I'm not making hot sauce to get good financially. I'm already financially responsible. I had to learn that on my own. I had to learn that from having bad credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to learn that from not having no money. I had to learn that from working from paycheck to paycheck. I told myself I'm never going to live like that again. So I had to learn. It was difficult. It was hard, but I did it. And now I have the resources to build a company. I had the resources to go and get supplies and, you know, get my packaging and, you know, and all that stuff.
And the packaging is fire.
You know, stuff like that. Because presentation, and I learned this in the rap game, presentation is everything.
Oh, for sure. Man, you speaking a word with that one.
Okay.
That is key.
Your
branding is key.
Be cracked, but your mixtape covers some garbage.
Yeah, people ain't gonna want it. That's the first thing they see. They ain't gonna see music. They're gonna hear music, but they're gonna see it first and be like, maybe I want to play that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They see a hot sauce, like, okay, that looks fire. I want to taste that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Presentation is everything, man. You know.
Listen, we look at presentation, everything from eating as an experience to, you know, our various avenues, graphic design, writing, packaging, and having that customer experience. That's a winning formula. And also patience. Patience and integrity. You know, you're consistent with your brand, you're consistent with your integrity, you're consistent with your service. People will keep coming back.
Let me tell you something about integrity. You know, when my customers, right, you know, USPS, sometimes they don't care. You know, and bottles will break. But you know what I do for those customers? I take time out personally to hand deliver it to them.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's integrity.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I don't want them to be waiting. I sent, you know, only person I didn't hand deliver, I had sent them another box was one of my customers in St. Louis.
Right.
He was so upset because he was waiting on it. He was like, man, I made my food. I was just waiting. And
he had the plate ready.
And it's not like I didn't package it right.
Right.
It's because they're negligent.
Yeah. And you see it on the package.
Priority bill, which has insurance where I can open up a claim and get my money back.
Right.
But I don't want to have to keep doing that. I want my customers to get. Now, mind you, I have probably a 96% success rate through the mail system. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
But the other 4% are still potential customers that can grow my base.
This is true.
So
very true.
I got to take care of them.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful thing, brother.
And we are so happy. I mean, honestly, you're telling your story and you're talking about your journey and your product, and we're here for your success, for BelloBurn, but we're really here for your personal success. And for the lives that you will touch and inspire moving forward. And also just to congratulate you and to also thank you for making a different choice.
Absolutely.
Because it matters.
Yeah.
Hey, I really appreciate that. And, you know, Path P, you know, I told you, man, I got to come up there and see you, man.
Yeah, we got to check in, brother. You got to check in.
I got to come up there and get some pointers, man.
Let's get it, man.
Because those pictures be looking too good, man. I got to come up there and find out what you're doing.
That's what you're saying. Presentation is everything, brother.
Look, man,
we try to
hop, skip, and the jump, man. So
yeah,
we definitely got to make that happen. And I appreciate you guys too. And I'm definitely gonna support everything that you guys do. You know, I'm here.
Appreciate
you need some support, I got you, man. You know, I got the area down here on lock.
That's what's up, brother. We appreciate you, brother. That's much love, man. And we truly thank you for taking the time out, you know, chatting with us and sharing your insights. You know, really, you know, some poignant gems and that you was dropping tonight. So we hope the audience that, whether on live or on the playback, and get that fever. So we appreciate you, brother. Hey, and man, again, keep doing your thing, love, and we congratulate you, man. For sure. One love.
Do a rap collab, man. I still rap now.
Yeah, okay, let's get it happen. Look, and that can happen anytime, bro. Listen, like you see these things here, these ain't here just for the show. It's free to work out here, man. We knock him out. So let me know, brother. Appreciate
man.
you.
I write 16 and a half a second.
Hey, that's what it is, brother. Bop. Definitely.
And it's gonna be fire too.
Absolutely. We gotta give him the fire. It's gonna be bellow vibe.
That's gonna be that burn, you know.
Well, thank you so much, brother.
Easy, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. And
for sure.
Hey, man, let's link up.
For sure, brother. Peace and blessings. Definitely gonna link up. We're gonna talk soon. One love, brother. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Be safe.
You be safe.
Absolutely. Well, we thank the brother Bello for joining us. We thank those who that was in the chat. Peace, to Sister Brooke, doing her thing as well. Sister Cash, we appreciate you for joining in. And make sure you keep watching our African in Business platform right here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Now on our Facebook and our YouTube and on Twitter as well. So make sure you follow those. We're gonna throw those up on the screen, right? We are available, of course, on Twitter. So make sure you follow us on Twitter at Soundbites INTL. Also, you make sure you subscribe on our YouTube at Soundbites International Radio. Let's get them subscribers up and let's make the magic happen. So you can find us there as well. We live there. Also, remember, you can follow us on Instagram, Soundbites International Radio, Facebook at Soundbites INTL Radio, which we're broadcasting live here as well. And also on Instagram at Soundbites International Radio. And remember, you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for the Soundbites broadcast in podcast version in your ears, wherever you are on the go. Absolutely.
On your run.
Get it.
Get into it.
Get into the fever. You know what I'm saying? So
listen here, we gotta fortify your African consciousness.
All day.
Recalibrate your family.
Absolutely.
Empower.
Absolutely.
So we rise together.
Absolutely.
When to go fast, go alone. When to go far, go together.
All right. So one love to your family. Join us next week, Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always, for Soundbites International Radio, live and direct on Monday. So stay tuned. Be blessed. One love. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Peace.